Terra Luna Classic is getting ready to explode to the upside. Today, I'm going to show you how to maximize your profit with Terra Luna. Now, in our last video, we said it's going through what looks like a correction, so we should anticipate one more move to the downside before it takes off, and it's been bang on point. So we can do an update, and then we're going to see what is it doing right now. So let's dive straight into Terra Luna Classic. So this is the last video that I did, and it's really, really important. And because we said a couple of things in the last video. We actually said we anticipated this was going to be the low before the market takes off. However, because the momentum was overbought and it already didn't have no follow through, this is like a corrective structure. Exactly what we said was we should anticipate one more move to the downside, wait for the next bullish reversal before we're going to take off. And that's exactly what's happened. So let's dive into a live chart. And look at this. I've just taken it back a few days. You know, we had a slight bit movement to the upside, but then we hit the exact target zone with the next bearish reversal. How cool is that? Now, if you want access to this chart, by the way, you can now download it for free. It's in the description link below. There's quite a few charts. I believe I've got Terra Luna on it. There you go, Terra Luna Classic. So it means you can just view it with the 4-screen setup, but you can also upload it into your own trading view and edit it as you see fit. So let's just unfold the data. So I've taken the data back to November 1st, and now it's reacted. Look how it's reacted very, very nicely. Nice bullish reversal. This over here is called a bullish divergence. Yeah, what you're talking about. It's when this momentum from this crossover to this crossover has moved up. So it's showing positive signs. But the price, look at the price. From this low to this low, it has moved down. There's a conflict of information. This normally indicates that bulls are coming back in. The bulls are coming back in. It's a sign of strength, and then you should expect some type of explosive upside movement, and that's what we got over here. So a couple more days of data. Let's just unfold it and get it right up until today. I think let's just get rid of this now. All right, this is live data now. So we're going to take it from here now in the sense of Terra Luna Classic. It looks like at the end of this correction, it's done a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice end of a correction, nice bullish behavior over here. So we're going to take a more detailed look into this. Now I'm going to read you a quote from my book because it's really relevant to today. Because we said this last time, right? You got to know when to stand aside and when to buy. And we said because there was no follow through here, like what I was expecting was this. And if we saw that, we're like, right, the bulls are clearly back in town, but it didn't do that. What it did instead was just sideways, right? Very corrective, very overlapping. So that was quite clear that we're likely, especially with the coincidence with the momentum, we're going to get one more move to the downside. So this is really key, knowing when to buy, when to sell, and when to say, I'm staying the heck out of the market right now. So let's read a quote from the book. You can also now download for free, by the way. I'm giving you so much value. It's just to help you really increase your financial health so you can live a truly remarkable life, because money is a great energy source that allows you to do great things. So Warren Buffett says, rule number 1, never lose money. And rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. Very important. Why is that important? Well, the practical side is when we're doing technical analysis, is to know when to stay out of the market. But now we've got this bullish divergence. We got the crossover and we've had some follow through. We go, okay, now it looks like the game is back in town. By the way, before I dive into a bit more detail, because we're going to go into an hourly chart, I would like to invite you to become one of my students. Yeah, if you want to work closer with me, my community, my team, come to my live workshops on the weekend. We have a Saturday live workshop, my private Telegram group. The gateway is my free masterclass. It allows you to check out my teachings, and I think it's second to none, because you're seeing that we're very accurate, right? And it's not because it's just probabilities. We know how to stack the odds in our favor, and then more often than not, it will unfold, and that tells us when to buy and when to sell. And that's what the 4 secrets is about. The 4 things you must know to make money trading the markets. So take it. It's literally a masterclass. It will take your thinking to the next level, so you'll see the markets from a whole different viewpoint. And if you like it, you can buy my courses. They're at a massive discount right now, and you get an invite to my private community. So let's now go into that's in the description link below, by the way. Let's now go into an hourly chart now with Terra Luna Classic. All right, let's just load up. All right, let's give it a second. All right, this is a weekly chart. That's great. We want the hourly in the bottom right-hand corner. By the way, when you download the charts, you'll get the 4-screen setup like this. And when you upload it into your own trading view, you can then go into it like this. So what we're looking at, what I wanted to look at over here, Whereas I'm going to take the closing data, right? I'm going to take the closing data. It's just going to keep it a little cleaner. Let's just get rid of these lines for now. Let's just, yeah, we don't need this on the hourly chart. Let's just get rid of it for now for a second, just to keep it nice and clean. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. So this was the move to the downside that we were talking about. This here, right? This move to the downside. We were anticipating that, and it's unfolded into a textbook 5-wave pattern. Remember, markets moving 5s and 3s, both down and up. And that can really, really serve us incredibly well. So what do we see over here? Can you see a 5-wave pattern from this point to this point down here? Right, hopefully you're seeing it, right? It looks like a nice 1, a corrective 2, a nice 3, 4, 5. Right, so if you saw this at the time, you can use this information to say, right, if the price goes above this swing high, that confirms this low, strong indication that we're going to get a follow through to the upside, and then we can take it from there. So let's just now do a bit of detailed analysis on this. I like to draw it. I'm using TradingView, by the way. There's other softwares that do this as well. We'll take it from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could even get a bit more intricate and say, look, even if it takes out this swing high over here, that is valuable information because it really tells us early on. So, and how has the market responded? And by the way, the reason I'm using closing data is Terra Luna Classic had some wide bars, like really noisy bars. And this can be misleading. This can be misleading. This can be misleading because it's normally linked to some type of news. Whereas if you just take closing data, sometimes it just eradicates the noise and it makes it easier to see. But let's keep it on bars now. And let's just now unfold and go to where we are right now. What kind of reaction did we have? Right. Well, the price took out this swing high over here. That gives us great confidence that this low is likely to hold. What I'm going to show you next is one of the safest times to buy. So a lot of people kick themselves to go, oh, I missed it. It's pumped up. I missed it. We haven't missed it. Why? Because we're going to look at the bigger picture. What do I mean by bigger picture? Let me just show you this because sometimes people zoom in too much on a lower degree time frame. The bigger picture is this. Right, let's just look at it. This is on a daily chart again. The bigger picture is Terra Luna had this amazing volume to the upside, a nice big correction, and now it looks like we're on this initial wave 1, which is the equivalent over here. We look like a nice wave 2 completion, potential completion. It looks good so far in terms of momentum, pattern, price, and time, the 4 secrets. And now what we're looking for, what's the potential is this. Right, that's what I mean by the next pump. So we're only down here. So we're talking about this whole movement is highly likely to come over the coming weeks and months. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed to come. It's just very likely. So it's to know what direction to be betting in. And right now it's long. Well, when I say right now, not right now, just the general trend. Right now we're going to go into a bit more detail of literally right now. So let's just now look at exactly how it's unfolded, right? Where are we at right now? All right, remember what I told you, 5s and 3s, right? 5s and 3s. So do you see any other 5-wave structure right now? Well, we can probably deduce and agree, even whatever level you're at with your knowledge, is this looks like a nice wave 1, a nice wave 2. This would have been a great time to buy. Right, this time here, right, when you see a first pullback, that's really, really a good time to buy. And then it looks like we've got a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 3. I'll break this down in a second. And we're probably going to get some type of wave 4. We're probably going to get some type of wave 5. And then what I'm going to say, really, really be aware of is the next correction, right? The next correction would be a nice time to buy as well, potentially over here as well. So I'm just gonna translate what I just said into English, right? Let's just break it down. All right. So what we need to know is there's different degrees of wave counts when we're looking at price action. So when we're looking at a correction, let's just compare the length of the correction. So we've got this correction over here, right? We could call it here, but it's more likely that it looks like it's here, right? This looks like the ABC over here, right? And then what I want to look at is there any other correction in this move to the upside that compares to this one? Well, the answer is no. So that gives me a big clue that the current correction that's happening right now is a wave 4. So you go, so this is how I think about the markets. So now when I'm drawing the Elliott wave count, because we want practical Elliott wave count. There's academics out there that just get way overly analytical and make no money. We want to make money from the market, so it has to be practical. So when I'm looking at this, I go, all right, the most important parts of this, if I can grab this over here, let me just grab it up here. Oh, let's just pull it up here. All right, the most important part is we've got this move up. We've got a nice correction. This here looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 3. I'm going to now anticipate a 4. Keeping in mind that the daily momentum is still bullish. That gives us another clue. And then we're probably going to get one more move to the upside. So what we're going to focus on today, just to finish up on, is this wave 4. By the way, join my community. I'm telling you, if you want to make money, if you're serious, you got to lean on my 15 years of experience of reading the markets. 15 years, or like over a decade worth of Forex. And now last 5 years with crypto, and the methodology, the 4 secrets applies even better to crypto because it's all crowd psychology, buying and selling, fear and greed is all kind of baked in. So it's free. It's in the description link below. You'll get to join my private community. You get an invite to my workshops, which we're doing today. Actually, got one in a few hours. So I'm going to have to prep for that as well. All right. So we're looking at this as a wave 4. So let's now just do wave 4 targets, right? Wave 4. I'm going to keep it quite basic today. Let's keep it quite basic. Again, keeping in mind that the daily momentum is bullish. That's really, really important. So let me just do it like this. I'm just going to do it like, let's keep it nice and clean. Let's just leave it like so. And yeah, we'll keep all on the same page, right? We don't need this no more. We don't need this no more. All right, what you want to know is most wave 4s retrace back 38 to 62%, normally 50%, but let's just, and we'll take the extremes with this because we're going to take the noise of the days into consideration. When you go into lower time frame, the noise is important to factor in. When you go into like daily, then it's less important. All right, so we can see we're in that range. Let's look at time, right? How long did it take for this wave 2 to form? Wave 4s and wave 2s they're related, right? They're related, so we can take that into consideration as well. And we're going to do one more thing. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I covered this in the masterclass, by the way. I just want to do one more thing. It's another bit of time retracement. Time is so valuable because most people don't even consider time or even factor it into their trade analysis. It can give you a massive edge on the market. So we know, okay, we're likely to probably see, some type of wave 4 in this time. What's the date here? Today, maybe this afternoon. We're on an hourly chart, right? So if we hit these price zones, we're likely to get some type of ABC correction. Another clue, right? You'll get this with experience. One thing is when wave 2s move sideways, wave 4s tend to decline. And when wave 4s are pretty sharp, wave 4s, then the opposite is true. What do I mean by that? Well, we can see clearly here, if you look at it, wave 2 was pretty sideways, right? Pretty sideways. That means wave 4 is likely to be sharp, right? That's a big clue. And the reverse is true. Sometimes wave 2s are sharp, and wave 4s will tend to be more sideways. So yeah, that's the real thing to be really aware of. We'll finish on this. We won't go into too much detail now. Is Terra Luna Classic. We've had a nice impulsive move to the upside. That's positive. Daily momentum still up. This is what we were anticipating. Anticipate some type of correction to finish in this region over here, and then we'll get some type of follow through, more than likely, right? And but to be really aware of, right, is patience, right? Let's just say it unfolds like this, and Terra Luna Classic's got a habit of overextending, right? So don't be too surprised if the wave 5 overextends. People get hopium, right? It kind of overextends. This is the typical kind of wave 5, but don't be too surprised if it overextends like before. But the key thing to keep in mind is the next correction, right? We'll probably get some type of next correction like this. Again, I'm jumping ahead of myself because we want the market to unfold first, but we can see with high probability that is likely to do something like this. And why I'm showing you this is the patience will pay off. Is short-term traders, is wait for this and ride this wave, but then be on high alert, be on very high alert. If this high gets exceeded, high alert of wave 5, because then we typically get a correction, and then it's to be on high alert for this as the next long opportunity. This is going to be the real opportunity, and this is where I will finish, right? I will finish on this. Let me show it to you on the daily chart. Let me show it to you on the daily chart, because this will be a game changer for you. What we just spoke about was all this minutia down here. We're talking about an A, B, C correction over here. Why this is really valuable is it's called a wave 3 of a wave 3. So you got a wave 1, a wave 2, and we've got the beginnings of a wave 3. And this is like the second leg of a wave 3. It's wave 3 of a wave 3. And that tends to be very explosive, very explosive. And we've seen that there's crazy volume of Terra Luna Classic. Once certain highs get broken, people just jump on the bandwagon and they're waiting for the hype. And so don't be too surprised if it just takes off. So you're going to be aware of this and this particular wave over here. So if you want to, make sure you download the chart, get it for free. What I just finished on is what you'll get. I'll just make sure I save it. Yeah, it's saved. That's great. And then join the masterclass. Take the masterclass. If you like it, join me in my private community, and I'll take you and your money-making abilities and trading the markets to the next level. 15 years of experience, and you wanna really leverage that. So let's just loop the quote, and we'll finish on this today. It's Warren Buffett. He says, rule number 1, never lose money. So when we see a correction, like the buying behavior, the bears are stronger than the bulls, even though the price is moving up. If it's overlapping, that says the bears hold the strength, and we're probably going to get a follow through to the downside. That's typically what happens. So when I read the quote, rule number 1, never lose money, it's basically how I'm interpreting it is when we've got technical information telling us, look, it's not unfolding as we anticipate, stand aside and wait. And then we've got the follow through to the downside, and now we've got the follow through to the upside. So the trend is your friend. And then rule number 2 is never forget rule number 1, which is never lose money. Now, losing money is the part of the game of trading, investing. It's cost of doing business. That's just natural and normal. So don't worry about losing money. It's more minimizing your risk, stacking the odds in your favor, and only taking on high probability trades and high probability positions, and then having risk management and profit taking strategies as well. Check out the masterclass. Hopefully I'll see you in one of my live workshops, and I'll see you soon.